Tonight there's news in the Secret Service scandal. We are hearing directly from the woman who says she is the prostitute at the center of it all. And tonight Homeland Security Committee Chair Peter King saying one Secret Service agent has already failed a polygraph test. Roll call, Jonathan Strong joined us. Nice to see you, Jonathan.
Good evening.
I'm glad to have you on the story tonight. So what is it that this woman who claims to be at the center of it, what does she say happened?
She offered the most detailed account yet we have of this incident, and there are a number of new things we learned from it. But I think kind of the most interesting thing in terms of this issue is she bragged that she would have been able to look at privileged documents or details that were in the room because the agent was fast asleep for 5 hours. And she kind of talked on this radio interview about what an idiot this agent was and laughed about kind of how sloppy he was with the security details that he had in his possession.
You know, I always thought that when I heard the first stories, the Secret Service agents saying that they'd fallen asleep and that nothing happened, I always assumed that was just cover for a wife. I mean, so at least it's now corroborated that at least this Secret Service agent actually did fall asleep.
Well, yeah,
and leave all the security,
right,
all the security stuff about the president in the room.
Another interesting thing that we learned is that one of the other women who was part of this group, according to this woman, the prostitute at the center of it, went willingly with another agent. In other words, one woman who was with this group was not engaged in prostitution. She was apparently just spending the night on her own time.
All right, well, her parents must be watching or something, right?
Right.
For that one. All right, I don't know, maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. All right, has the Secret Service spoken to all these women?
No, and Peter King has expressed his alarm today that the media seems to be able to find these women, but the investigators who are looking into this for the U.S. government haven't been able to locate them, seemingly, because they haven't interviewed either of the women either of the two women at the center of this.
We've heard of some other alleged incidents, one involving some Secret Service agents on a trip with former President Clinton to Argentina. I'm curious, has there been any more information to suggest that this is an epidemic and not just a one of two events?
Well, there's a number of alarming things that have come out in the wake of this scandal. One of the interesting things that I saw was a report that the Secret Service agents are closing ranks, that they've been slamming doors on reporters who try to interview them and hanging up. And it seems as though the culture at the Secret Service is kind of banding together, and they're trying to ward off that drip, drip, drip of this scandal.
Which makes it even worse. If the whole point is honor and protecting the first family in this particular job, if they're now so busy trying to cover for each other and look the other way, I mean, that's the whole problem, is that no one sort of steps up to the plate and says this is going on and this shouldn't happen.
Right. Now, I will say at the same time that all of the lawmakers who are involved in investigating this continue to express confidence in the director of the Secret Service.
Well, he wasn't down there in Colombia either. It's an important point to make.
He wasn't, but they seem to, from their experiences interacting with this investigation, they're saying he's being responsive. So
is it that
from that perspective,
he's being responsible to the incident? Was he responsible in that he was unaware of this culture that at least some think exists in part of the Secret Service? Well,
that's the question that's the question that everyone has, but so far all of the officials, all of the lawmakers have said that they don't blame Mark Sullivan.
Jonathan, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you've heard the